Oh shit, 2 days. Oh, it's a minute long? God damn it, 1 minute? Come on. This is essentially the next Ninja Gaiden, right? Neo slash Ninja Gaiden? Shit. 30 FPS, boys? No. Just a funky frame rate. Definitely looks Neo-like in many ways, yeah.
I will not rest until the enemy has fallen. I cannot understand how one as strong as you could have gone unnoticed. Your force was like that of a dragon soaring heavenward.
Looks cool. I don't think this game has a character creator, right? I think it's mostly... Isn't it like a single character action game? It does have a character creator, really? Is that confirmed now? Wow. Okay, so it's even more Neo than I was expecting. This part looked amazing. I was kind of blown away by this shot. Right here. Damn. That looks badass. Holy hell. That looks really, this looks like the game I want to play right here. Some Team Ninja Team Ninja shit, you know? They're gonna focus more on the RPG elements instead of random loot in this game. I see. Here's some details. Yeah, set in China, bigger locations than Neo. I mean, and we already got that. We already got that idea just from that one gameplay snippet. A jump button. Combat's more focused on Chinese martial arts and speed, no stamina gauge. Oh, thank Christ. I really like Neo's combat. But at the beginning, it can be kind of a slog, right? Neo's combat takes a little while to open up because you need to start putting some stats into that shit. And then once you start getting better at utilizing like the ki and recovering your ki, it can take a little while. Ki charge is good, but early game is like, ugh. It's sort of a slog. You need a few levels. The same exact thing happened in Neo 2. In the beginning's kind of like, ugh. But then it opens up and you're like, God damn, this is amazing. So I can see why they're just, okay, let's just get rid of stamina, you know? Because there's like, yeah, there's obviously a hill at the beginning of the Neo games. More than 10 weapon types. Seems kind of low, but okay. That's still a lot. Morale ranks for players and enemies. The higher, the harder to defeat. What else is there? Gameplay-wise, the biggest difference is an emphasis on speed. There's no stamina gauge like Neo, so you'll constantly be confronted by a multitude of situations where you need to react immediately. I like it. Sounds like Ninja Gaiden, right? You can choose to play more aggressively, but there are also a lot of new ways to evade enemy attacks. The absence of stamina and the faster-paced combat reminded us of Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, but Yasuda and Yamigawa tell us that for them, the increased tempo seemed only natural for a game focused on Chinese martial arts. Oh, Yamagiwa says that the movements of actual Chinese martial arts practitioners were implemented through motion capture, and that these were adjusted to match the game's fictitious action. Dope, right? That seems dope. More than 10 weapon types to choose from in the final game. Wulong's biggest game changer might be that its morale ranking system. Both the player and enemies have a morale rank. If the enemy is of a higher rank than you, it will be more difficult to defeat them. The player can raise their rank by defeating enemies, while dying will result in degradation. Rankings of enemies are also affected by confrontation with players. They say that the new dynamic is a fundamental aspect of the level design. Weird. You know what it sounds like? Some funky-ass Final Fantasy VIII shit. Right? That's what it sounds like to me is that... Remember that whole gameplay gimmick behind Final Fantasy VIII? Where there was like a scaling system type of shit? Time to junction? I'm not saying it's the same, right? But like that, the premise of like, you know, the enemies leveling up around you type of shit. New wizardry spells will be unlocked when you reach a higher rank, which work like magic spells. Divine beasts can be summoned to aid you during battle. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Same as Neo. The trailer, you can see the vermilion bird being summoned, which is a China legendary beast. It'll befriend one of these divine beasts as you progress. As implied by Bruce Lee's famous quote, "Don't think, feel." Chinese martial arts are about intuition. It seems as though Team Ninja aspires to faithfully incorporate that philosophy into Wulong. When is this coming out?
ストーリードラマチックな武将たちとのお話であったり、
Damn, character expressions look crazy in this
ティム・ニ
game.
ンジャなんで期待している方多いと思うんですが、中華アクションを取り入れた、よりスピーディーで、没入感のある、バトル
I'm looking forward to this, isn't it? This isn't exclusive to Game Pass. It's just on Games
本
Pass.
作で目指しているのが大きく2つあって、1つがアクション面でいうとギリギリの死闘というか戦いの中で中国武術特有の可憐な、けれん味のあるアクションみたいなのを駆使して乗り越えて、でそこでなんかユーザーさんがすごくこう自分の中で高揚感を得れるようなアクション。
It's weird. We always see this main character do, but I guess that really wasn't that much different in Neo. You know, like Neo 1. No, wait a minute. You couldn't customize your character in Neo 1.
戦場の指揮みたいなのを
Yeah, whenever I see this, I guess I think of the Neo 1 situation where it's like you're not Geralt, you know, type dude. Yeah, Neo 2 was the one where you could customize. Did they really have a default guy in the marketing as well for Neo 2? Gotcha. Oh, so it's still going to be a Souls-like, right? He just confirmed it. We wanted to take those ideas and marry them with the merits of the Souls-like genre. So it's still a Souls-like, right? You're still going to be getting your souls, your key, or whatever the heck it is, and gathering it and then spending it. Instead on all this other crazy loot bullshit, right? Maybe exclusively on RPG elements, which is what people were describing. Which is fine, because that stuff was completely fine in Neo. It was the constant, all these other resources on top of it, and all the loot turning into that shit just always fucked with me. And it always took me out of the game and almost stopped me from playing several times throughout Neo 1, despite its amazing combat, you know? The other systems. I just did not like its loot system very much.
当然乱世なので非常にそこは歯応え手応えを間違いなく感じてもらえるものになるかなと思ってますが、難しければいいとか暗ければいいとかそんなことは絶対にないので、バトルだったりレベルデザインも含めたゲームのインテンシティ、密度や強度が強いゲームを作りたいっていうのが。
Yeah, apparently they're not doing the loot system. They're going to focus more on the RPG mechanics. Is what somebody in the chat said.
ステージの自由度は今回ジャンプがあったりするので、レベルデザインとしては立体的になったり、より攻略の幅は広がってるんですけど、自由に探索できる。Unfortunately, オープンなイメージではなくて。
I mean, unfortunately, level design has not been Team Ninja's like speciality, right? I love Team Ninja and I love their combat and I think their games are all very fun, but the last 3 big Team Ninja games, which has been Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise, Neo 1, and Neo 2, all feel like PS2 games in level design, but they have fucking amazing like combat and shit. Like really feels like modern day combat. I would like to think that getting a jump button is going to make the world more accessible and more interesting. Aren't their levels linear? No, they're not. They're not linear. They're just not fun. Right? They're corridors. They're not linear corridors. They're designed like Souls-like, but without the charm and actual an actual feeling of progression of Souls-like levels. They give you like kick down the ladder and do this, and here's the shortcut. It has all of the check marks of Souls-like level design with none of the actual fucking charm. So all of it is just a fucking bummer to go through, and then you come across a boss fight. There's no build up. It's just like, oh, eventually, oh, here's a boss. Oh, okay. All of Neo 1 was like that, and almost all of Neo 2 was like that. There's some levels that are kind of cool, but for the most part, woof. Yeah, there was one level that had like an upside down like tower in Neo 2 that was actually genuinely cool, but the majority of it was like, it was weird, man. It definitely was trying to be a Souls-like, but it's not, loses what the most important thing in a Souls game is, which is the level design. So I don't think I'm not going to say the level design is going to be amazing in this game either, but the combat might be great, which is what makes Neo games fantastic.
ただナラティブの側面だったりで一部そういったオープンな場所があったりするので
I always say they're like two sides of the same coin, right? On one side of the coin in Souls games, you get the best level design possibly in video games ever, right? Some of the greatest worlds and level design fucking ever in anything. And on the other side of the coin is a painful realization that combat in Souls games is only really okay. It's fine. But the nice part is that there's a lot of variety, so a lot of shit can happen. So combat in Souls games, even though Bloodborne is my second favorite game of all time, I still think the combat's only okay. It's fine. It's everything else that's fucking amazing. But then you get Neo with absolutely atrocious level design, and the levels are like not even fine. They're like kind of not good. It's noticeably bad. But on the other side of the coin is absolutely fucking amazing combat, right? Team Ninja has just been slaying combat since the Xbox era, you know? Since the original OG Xbox Ninja Gaiden era. They've just been killing it in combat, and it shows how good they are at combat. It's weird. It's like you got both sides of each situation trying to do like one thing, and clearly one is incredible at one end, and the other side is incredible at the other end, but they don't really like... It's almost like I want Team Ninja to design the combat in a Souls game and get FromSoft to design the world building and art and level design of, you know, a FromSoft game, and they just like, and they just create the greatest game of all time. Just the greatest game of all time. And that's what they'll just call it. Like Team Ninja and FromSoft team up to create, quote, the greatest game of all time, end quote. That's the name of it. I'm looking forward to this, man. This is supposed to be early 23? Yeah, early 2023. It could be Q1, which is nice, right? Which is nice. I'm very much looking forward to more of this game. I think this looks great.